But first off, did we go in here? A fridge! Oh man, I need a sandwich. There's no way I was going to walk away from this now. Where's that door then? That was locked. The door that was locked? This didn't make any sense. So this is the front door, and that's the back door. So we have one way to go. To the door. The grimy key I had found in the basement unlocks the door. Aha! I knew it was for that door. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? I knew that was the door, I just knew it. There was an old crowbar on the floor. Did I need to take the crowbar? Yeah, we do, to break through that wall in the basement. You know exactly what that's for. Down here? Yeah. Let's go to the basement. Down we go. Break through some wall like a big strong man. Did I break through the wall with the crowbar? Sure did. With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed the hole large enough to step through. What the heck are you hiding in here? As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down here? Was she okay? Rachel! Don't look. Don't look at what? Are you getting changed? Or perhaps you should get changed elsewhere then. Don't look. Blood? Is that blood? More pictures. A filthy looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile, to see what lay within, but I knew I had to. I'd come this far. After all this searching, after all I had seen, when I looked within the rags, did I finally find my Rachel? Yeah, we're gonna find her, aren't we? What? Oh no, my hand trembled as I pulled back of the layers of cloth. There at the centre, under all the dirt and mess, was my beloved, my Rachel. Her arms were bruised all over and slashed repeatedly. Her clothes were ripped and torn, and even through all that sickening blood, it was obvious she had been stabbed to death. The knife I had carried all this way suddenly seemed like a poison. What had happened, Rachel? Who did this to you? I thought about all I had seen and wondered if any of it could help me figure out who had done this. And when I couldn't stay there any longer, I stepped away on shaky legs and made my way back upstairs. Reluctantly, exhausted from my journey, I could no longer resist the urge to close my eyes. Did we do it? Was it us? Did something happen that made us do this? A grim discovery. Our eyes are closing. Maybe I would use some of Rachel's travel books and find some place to go. It was my wallet, with its contents intact. Either dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again. Again? Or maybe somebody stole it from me. So this guy sleepwalks? Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at those places before? Yes. You sleepwalked there. I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. I must have been the one to lose my wallet and its contents. But what does that mean? Does that mean... So are you telling me that we sleepwalked all through this, and everything that happened whilst we were sleepwalking? Whether it was us or somebody else that actually did it? This was the old photo of that other man and his wife, I assumed. I found it in that house. I recalled those faded remains I had found deep underneath his house. What had he done there? Well, what did I think? Was that man involved in this whole mess somehow? No, I think it was us. I think it was us, guys. I wasn't sure that the poor bastard was good and dead. He was a victim, not a criminal. I think we're the criminal here, guys. Within the few broken pieces that remained of that mirror, I could see my face and had grown pale and weak. I couldn't bear to look again. It was like I didn't actually expect a reflection. I felt empty and drained. Can we get out of here? We've got to go up to our room then, maybe? Is that where we've got to go? He said his eyes were heavy. His eyes were closing. Is this our room? The laptop had finally run out of power. It was the key card I found in the factory, the one that allowed me to slip through the door. It seemed to me that it was probably Norman's, but if that was true, what was he doing back at the plant? Did I think Norman was going back to the factory? Maybe. Who else would have it been? Norman, what were you doing back there? So I'm guessing we're trying to piece together what we have and solve the mystery here. The reflection in that grimy glass was only a shadow, a whisper. I still loved the old-time charm of that claw-footed bathtub, though it seemed like cold comfort then. Nothing in there, guys. Did we just come from there? Yeah? There. That was decided. Oh, is that the card? That's a card, isn't it? Rachel's books. Let's see if we can solve this once and for all. Let's go this way. Gotta check all the rooms and get in just to make sure. Safe. My old office safe sat on the floor. I used to keep tax records and other important documents in it. It used a digital passcode lock, but I didn't have the code. Maybe I had left it somewhere. I leafed through the notebook I had taken from the forest. In it were the names that had been written down. I recalled the names I saw scratched out on that old desk, deep within those musty tunnels. Was the man in that house really up to something? I don't know, but it's beginning to seem like we have a bigger part in this than we may have originally thought. Let's carry on searching. No, back down. Down we go. There will be no more dinners here, no more chit-chat over breakfast, at least not for us. Oh man. So that goes to the backyard. Where are we going though? That's the question. I don't know. I've no idea where we're supposed to be going. Play some games on the PS2. The mail still sat there heaped on the floor. How long had Rachel been lying in the basement? Not until I thought about this some more. I needed answers. Yeah, we all need answers, buddy. I couldn't go back down. Not until I'd gone over everything. I needed to make sure I was perfectly clear. So, did we have a look at everything in here? Yeah, we did, didn't we? Did we? What's this? I still had no idea what was on that tape I found in the garbage. If only I'd found a way to watch it. Yeah. I think I missed something with that. From now on, I'd have no one to get angry with me for stupid things like buying this TV. Yeah. And the PlayStation 2. It was a letter I'd taken from the postbox. Rachel, were you really having an affair with Norman? But why? I didn't think things were that bad. In the letter, Rachel seemed concerned. She almost seemed worried of what Norman might do. Did he do that to Rachel? I was sure of it. She wanted to end their affair, and that bastard. He killed her for it. A lot of it made sense. Norman was clearly seeing Rachel a lot, so he had plenty of time to plan it out. He knew where he lived, obviously. Is that why Rachel looked so scared when I came home that day? What had happened to me? Did Norman knock me out or something? I don't know, guys. I don't know. Does anybody else know? So that's the safe. Was he the one responsible for Rachel's murder? But I had found him dead. Let's keep on searching. Looks like we've got to go up. Nothing here. No matter what, I needed some kind of escape. There, that was decided. Okay, so we did go in there. A photo. But who had killed them? A couple. I had made up my mind. The laptop was dead, but I found some notes and loose papers in the drawer where I had found the key. There was a yellow sticky note with an 8-digit code on it. Are you here? Did you take it? Yes. The code looked like it might be for the safe, but what kind of phrase was that? So let's go to the safe then. Our next clue, maybe in the safe. Wow, this kind of got serious fast, didn't it? So let's go see what's hiding in the safe. The code I found should have let me access the safe. Did I try to open it? The code worked. Pulled open the small safe door and peered inside. There was a photo in there of Rachel and I, when I had first moved to town. In it we were smiling outside the front of the house, which looked like a real mess. We looked happy, though. Odd. I couldn't remember who took that photo. Inside the safe was also an envelope. The front of it read, "Do not open until I tell you." I guess this was a good time as any to see what was inside. Did I open the envelope to read what was inside? Hell yeah! I tore open the envelope and removed the yellow-lined paper inside. On it was a letter written in a hand that looked familiar. The letter read, "I know this whole event has probably been pretty difficult. You can't imagine how hard it's been for me, too. Well, maybe you can. Well, I hope you can better understand why I've done what I've done. Moving to this town seemed like such a dream. A quiet place to get established, to live out our lives and to be together. But you know as well as I do that things quickly changed. Your drinking was one thing, but as you grew more distant, as you retreated into that world of yours, well, it was clear you didn't need me as much. In fact, maybe you never needed me at all, but it took all this time to make you realise. In the end, though, you may never forgive me for this, you may never forgive yourself, but this is probably for the best. You'll be healthier for this. I'm just sorry it had to happen this way. Rachel." So she did it because of us. Was he the one responsible for Rachel's murders? Rachel's murder, but I had found him dead. It was us. We did it. We didn't physically do it, but we pushed her to it. It seemed like I had seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. Okay. Maybe there wouldn't be anything for me to find, but I had to take a last look. Did we push her to this? Did we push her to the edge? She committed suicide. Or did somebody do this? If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Did I pick up the knife? Took the knife and kept it firmly in my hand. Now that I stood there, I realised I couldn't go back into that room again. I'd already seen too much. So what do we do now? What do we do now? We go looking through the house again. I couldn't recall when I'd last ate, but I wasn't hungry in the least. Something missing from here. Something we've missed. It seemed like that may have been there for a while. I knew I needed to to escape that nightmare, but what about the knife I still carried? I wondered. Even if I left, would it really be over? So did I leave that house forever? Yeah, let's get out of there, man. We can't stay here. Living in this town hadn't been easy. The plant had helped in some way to stay grounded. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. I had MRIs and a pile of doctor's reports, but nothing seemed to help, not even drinking. But I swear I tried to give it up, I know it. The sleepwalking never really went away though. But I know Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths, but I knew it was a final act of a long-standing horror I'd been living. Waking up in that house tonight was a final cruelty. I wish I'd remained unconscious in that room forever. I wasn't sure what had happened to that other man I had found in that house. He seemed to be more of a victim, but what was his role in all of this? Now that I thought of it, those sewers were a terrible mystery. What had happened there? I was lucky in my way to even find my way out of there. But I never did find out what was on that tape that I now kept. What might it have shown? Oh, I really wish I would have seen what was on it. I had found the contents of my wallet scattered throughout town. Why the hell had I been out there? Had my sleepwalking gone to some new extreme? The thought that I couldn't account for my I really can't read today. Oh god, sorry. I really can't. The thought that I couldn't account for my whereabouts, but knew I had been to the forest and even Norman's place, well, it was terrifying. I didn't know what that meant, but at least I had recovered my things. Hopefully, I thought, that would cover my tracks, so I wouldn't be blamed for all of this. Deep within those woods, though, was where things became truly awful. Finding that notebook only made things worse. Rachel's name had been on that list, so what terrible plot was she a part of? There was a similar list of names on that desk back in those tunnels. What was the connection? I knew Norman wasn't completely innocent in all of this. He was obviously going back to the factory, rooting in those lockers. But had he brought that poor god I had found to his end? It certainly seemed so, but I almost didn't want to believe it. After the factory, I thought I might find some solace if I could just get to see Norman's store. But all I had found were more horrors and more questions. Now that I really consider it, that's when I should have seen it coming. Norman, you were dead, and it was damn hard to feel about that. It was clear you and Rachel were more than just friends, but obviously whatever had been going on had been going badly. So why did you kill her? Did she want out of whatever you two were getting into? Were you responsible for the other murders and of those other horrible things that had gone in on that town? I would find no peace. That much was certain. But this way I didn't have to look in your eye or sit through some kind of trial and wonder what was going through your head. When I had marched through the rain towards home, I desperately clung to the hope that this would end. I guess in a way it did. But how could I have known how hopeless it all was? I had started to feel as disoriented as when I sleepwalked, to think of it now. When I entered from the backyard, I knew something was wrong. I could feel it. No sounds, no movement. It was like the entire house had been holding its breath, waiting for me. But Rachel, oh Rachel, no one could have been prepared for that. Norman, I will never forgive you for what you've done. Your death is no comfort. I only wish it could have been me who made you breathe your last. For whatever reason you had, I could never have fathomed that this would be the end. My Rachel was dead, she was gone, and soon, too, I would be. As I swung open the door and stepped out into the air, I caught the scent of wet grass and fog. Rachel, my beautiful wife. Just the thought of her again, and inert, shook me from head to toe. What would I do now? Who could I turn to? It would only be a matter of time before the police got involved, before the neighbours knew. The front lawn was softly giving beneath my feet, and I couldn't shake the urge that I shouldn't stand there, but rather that I should run. Is it over? It's over. Oh. Okay, well that was home, guys. Pretty pretty darn weird story, to say the least. It's still quite not fully explained now. I'm thinking, I'm just so confused, like, did we murder Rachel in our sleep? Whilst we were sleepwalking, and our friend Norman? What really happened? I guess if we would have searched for more thoroughly, we would have found more clues which would have added to the story there in the end. But as far as I can tell, we really didn't have much of an idea of what went on. But yeah, I guess he decided he wanted to end it himself and just ran away from it all. If you played this game before, then let me know in the comments below. Let me know how your story went, if it was any different to what I ended up with. So I'm sure there's a lot of things I missed out on which could have altered the story in some way or other. At least that's how it feels anyway. I thought this was a cool little game. It was different to what I'd normally be playing, and it certainly had a good few jump scares. If you've been watching, then you'll know. Yeah, it got me good. It's been a long time since I played any scary games though, so you gotta let me off, guys. So yeah, if you've enjoyed watching, then give me a thumbs up and let me know what you thought of the game. If you thought it was good, or no, or yes. And if you want to see more from me in the future, then go ahead and hit the sub button, and I'll be sure to bring you some really cool games in the future. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the videos so far, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!